Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. I left it a few hours. I left it a few hours to calm down. Thank you for the comments that are already in the chat. I wanted to see the other results. Obviously, the Arsenal game is now finished. They won 1-0 against Brentford. Manchester United obviously got their points as well the other day, which means they went above us. We are slowly becoming, not even slowly becoming, this has happened, I would say since sort of mid-December, we had a sort of good January. We're becoming really, really toothless now as a football team. We look tired. The players don't look like they're fully behind Moyes' ideas as much now. Listen, defensively, we're very good. We're very good defensively. I can't argue with us defensively. But attacking wise, it's just it's the same all the time. I put a tweet out, didn't I? Sort of during the match saying, you know what, boys, you can actually attack through the middle. It's very predictable all the time. It's constantly, let's go out to the wing, see if we can cross it. And then lo and behold, Antonio's out on the wing and, the person who should be in the middle trying to win the headers. You got players like Souček that are really increasingly out in the form, and on the ball, he looks stiff. And just he's not being anywhere near as effective. Today, Declan Rice had an off day. He can have one. He's had, but when he has an off day and the rest ain't playing well, things are going really, really badly for you. Antonio is becoming increasingly frustrating player to watch. I don't know. For me, it's just there was a greedy shot that he had. Ineffective crossing. There was a bit where he just had to do an overlap of play. I think it was Fornells that carried on the overlap, or Benrahma carried on, and he messed that pass up, which put Declan Rice in trouble. And he was running back. Declan Rice, you could see he was fuming with that. We just can't pass the ball, and it's not just a one game. This is not just a reactionary. Me coming on here and blowing smoke. This has been going on for a while. Like, we start so slow and then we can't pass the ball to save our life. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. But yeah, let's just sort of go through it from the beginning. Obviously, the lineups came out. Listen, when St. Maxim wasn't in that lineup, but West Ham should have been rubbing their hands together, going, right, we're going to go for them. We're going to go for them. That was a much weakened team for them. Obviously. No Trippier, no St. Maxim, no Wilson. We should have been on it. We should have been on it. Moyes started Fredericks again. Why didn't Johnson start? Unless Fredericks was, down to start, and then obviously St. Maxim didn't play, and that was Moyes' plan that he would have dealt with St. Maxim. I don't think he would have, though. I really don't think Fredericks would have dealt with him. Fredericks is a booking and a red card waiting to happen. That's obviously why he did go off as well, Fredericks, because he's always a little bit erratic with his tackling. And yeah, I just would have started Johnson this game. I really would have. Zuma and Dawson picked themselves. Dawson is, I've got to give credit to Dawson, though. He put in a real good fight against, a burly striker like Chris Woods. It was a good battle. He got another goal. He's slowly becoming like Ginge, big old Ginge, James Collins, important goals, really, doing his best, what he can, with limited ability. He's still, let's be fair, like I say, defensively, we're not that bad. It's the attacking side where we're absolutely toothless. I will go through the comments in a minute, guys. Just bear with me. Obviously, Cresswell does what Cresswell does. He was frustrating as well. Obviously, got the assist for the goal, but it's becoming predictable. Teams know we're going to go to him all the time, because he's the one who supplies the crosses. It's like we don't know what to do after that. I've already said my stuff on Souček. Rice was poor today. Benrahma becoming increasingly frustrating. I don't think Moyes knows how to use him. I really don't. He was popping up in the middle and then popping up on the left, and I don't know. I don't know whether Moyes has put the shackles on him a bit. He seems a bit scared sometimes to do things, or he's overthinking it. Fornells, I thought, had a good game, actually. I thought Fornells was good. I thought Fornells' passing was really, really good in that game. So I will give it to him. Bowen, huffed and puffed, tried his best, hit the bar, and was trying. And Antonio, like many of you are saying, I'm done. I'm absolutely done with him at the minute. And it's not totally his fault. There's no one there striker wise to, come in and support him. And some of the blame that has to lay on Moyes' door. Yes, listen, and I'm not in any stretch of the imagination saying get rid of David Moyes. What I'm saying here is on performance recently, and how the season could potentially peter out. We only finished sort of down in 8th and not in Europa League. 8th is a great season for West Ham in general, in terms of Premier League years. 8th is a great season. Don't jump on me on that. But this season we'll be sitting in that top 4 nearly all year. And it looks as if we're just going to go boom, 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 boom. And the reason being could have been, helped and solved. We could have brought in another striker. We could have brought in, another attacking midfielder to, take the burden off some of these players. But we didn't, and that has to come down to Moyes, I'm afraid. And Moyes has this, has an inability to be able to change a game. Let's bring Vlasic on. Okay, I'm happy for Vlasic to come on, but I think Antonio should have come off. Antonio should have come on, put Bowen up front, play Vlasic maybe on the left, Ben Rama in the middle. Ben Rama wasn't playing well. And I know I was getting tweets saying, Ben Rama, you say take Antonio off, but for who? Try something completely different that the opposition are not even thinking about. You could have even potentially gone Bowen, and Vlasic up top has gone as a 2 up top to just try something different that the defence of Newcastle wouldn't have expected. But Moyes, I don't know, he's very, very stubborn. He's a good manager. He's done wonders for the West Ham and the team, and the backroom staff at West Ham at the minute are brilliant. And I'm not denying, even if we finished 8th, I would have bit you around off 8th at the beginning of the season. But it's ambition. It's ambition to, what performances like that, and what that lack of depth and lack of quality. What is this saying to Declan Rice? What is this saying to the Bowens? What is it saying to the fans? As teams like West Ham size, you don't get many opportunities like this. We've had 2 fantastic seasons. Next year, Newcastle stay up. They're going to spend massive. Teams like Tottenham, teams like Wolves, teams like Villa. I expect teams like Arsenal as well to be back there in that chasing pack for the top 4. You've got the bankers of Arsenal. Man United, City. Not even Man United, Man City, Chelsea and Liverpool are your top 3 bankers, more or less, for the next sort of 5 to 6 years. After that, there's only one place to play for. You cannot sit still and wait for this to happen. You have to go all out to take that opportunity when it comes. And the most frustrating interview that came out of David Moyes in recent weeks, like just after the transfer windows finished, was Antonio. We couldn't find anyone better in the world. You can't find anyone better that skies it up in the air. You can't find anyone better that's got positional awareness to stay in the box and be a bit more greedy. It's just absolute rubbish. It's just absolute rubbish. Back on again. I promise, guys, I will go into the comments. I've just got to finish this little summary just to get it all off my chest, and then I will go into the comments, guys. In terms of them, I thought they were really, really good. I really, really did. I was really impressed with Murphy. I thought Murphy was a constant threat down that side. It just goes to show if St. Maxim was playing as well. I think, we could have had real problems down that side. I thought Fraser, did the dirty work, did the horrible stuff. That Burn, what a giant of a man he was. I think the defence played really, really well. Chris Woods was, huffing and puffing up there as well. Shelby was constant, pinging the balls around. I thought they played really well. They was really hungry. They passed the ball better than us. We did take the lead, from a set piece, which we are good at. Good ball whipped in from Cresswell. Dawson with a great one. When he actually analysed the goal, he was always just waiting for the run. And it was a good goal. Like I say, I'm not slowly becoming a fan. I've always been a fan of Dawson. Dawson has his limitations, but you know what you're going to get from him. Hard work, good in the air, and good for a goal threat as well. And then their goal came, and like I say, just mix up in the box. Rice just didn't read header well, and it fell to Willock, and a goal. I think 1-1's a fair result. I think potentially they could have just about edged the win, and we could have sat there and gone, yeah, that's fair enough. Not enough shots on target, not enough potency, not enough ideas, not enough energy. And then obviously in the game as well, some of you have mentioned it in the comments here, Benrahma, obviously when he was taken off, obviously apparently when the words now have been said, was it's always me you take off. And you can see his frustration. And I know some people in the chat are saying they're finished with Benrahma, but when you're looking at someone like Antonio who's been playing so bad for the last, I don't know how long, how many games do you want to say he's been playing Bay for? 10 games? And he don't ever get taken off. Like, what can you say? Honestly, what can you say? Europa League frightens me now, I'll be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing he can do to change it really now. He can only work with what he's got. And, if we get a hungry team, like people are saying about Rangers, I'll tell you what, Rangers would absolutely smash us to pieces at the minute. With the hunger level, we just haven't got. And I wouldn't even say it's hunger. It's that fitness, and them players are absolutely shattered. How the hell are they going to get through? 12 games left? Is it? And potentially, definitely another 2 Europa League games and an FA Cup game. That's 14, 15 games with potentially hardly ever changing the side. It's all good working with a small squad, but I don't know. I'm so annoyed. So annoyed. Anyway, let's go into the comments. It's your show, not mine. Matt Rainey says, need to do so much better than this. I still believe we can achieve top 4. It's just to us if we want it. Benrahma was fuming being taken off and had a go at Moyes. Mickey needs to wake up. He does, mate. And I don't think we can get top 4 now. I hope we would love it, mate, but I just can't see it now. I really can't. I think we've dropped too many points, and I think teams around us, like as much as Man United have gone on a bit of wobbler at the minute, and teams like Arsenal, I think they're capable of going on 3-4 runs, and I can't see us doing that at the minute. Dropped huge points in the last 2 games against Southampton, Brentford, Leeds, Arsenal, Burnley. Played poorly against Watford, it is what it is. It is, mate. All we need to do is win a few games and get the likes of Mickey, Bowen, Benrahma, Forner scoring. It will get better. Yeah, I'm not saying there isn't some good players in there that are capable of scoring goals, but at the moment, Moyes needs to come up with a new idea, because what is working has been figured out. Now, what was working at the beginning, what was worked last season, it's been figured out. He needs to find a way to get something different. I don't know what that is. I'm not a football manager, but he needs to think of something different. Toothless, no one can pass 100%, no one can control, but hey, Moyes and the board know best. That we didn't need any signings, did we? So annoyed with watching this spineless team. I agree, mate. I totally agree. I was shocked how bad Rice played, but can't slate him because he is always 110% each. Yeah, mate, and at the end of the day, so far, in the last, 15 odd games, he's been doing Souček's running as well when Souček's been off it. For me, our season is over. We won't win anything and need to concentrate on the league and hope we can get in the Europa League conference. Yeah, mate, like I say, I think we can slowly slide down now. Hate back passes, especially when we get into the opposition half. Benrahma, I'm done with him. Shocking again. His ego is more important in the team, with him walking off instead of running. Matt Rainey says, Von Rock, never say never, mush. It's been great. So it's been since the Liverpool game. We've forgotten how to pass and play attacking football. I agree, mate. We just can't pass the ball. We literally cannot pass the ball 10 yards. And then we sort of have a spell in a game where we're good for 20 minutes in a game. It's not enough. In the Premier League, you need to be good in a game for at least 75 minutes of a game to have a chance. Yeah, you could get the lucky goal. Yeah, the most important stat is in the corner, the goal scoring stat. But you invite so much pressure on yourself by not being able to pass the ball properly. And you do sometimes sit there and think, what are you doing in training? Like, sometimes you look like you guys look like you don't know each other and have never played with each other. You know, you build that chemistry of knowing, you know, oh, when I see Bowen do that, I know he's going to run, or, you know, they just sort of instinctively know where each other are. Listen, we're nowhere near on the level of Man City, but the most simplest thing is the most effective thing, passing and moving. They're the masters of it, and we're never going to be that level. But if you can pass the ball and control the ball, you've got bloody half a chance. Watching us has been painful since that defeat at Wolves away. I agree, mate. It's not been fun to watch, and I was really enjoying watching us sort of at the beginning of the season. Antonio is shot. He has nothing left. Being flogged every week. I agree. Matt, we have no chance. That squad is too small and knackered. Plus, Moyes won't give a chance to the youngsters, which for me is stupid. Has to be a player in the under-23s that can play better than Antonio. I agree, mate. I agree. We've got to try something different. Our next 4 fixtures are Wolves, loss, Liverpool, loss, Aston Villa, rejuvenated, probably a loss, and Spurs, again, London derby. You don't know what's going to happen to that, but a good chance that's a loss as well. I pray it won't be a painful watch. Got to get much better. What has happened to Souček? Playing a different role this year, isn't he? You know, not being as effective getting into the box. I know Declan Rice has, you know, done what he's done and has come on as a player, you know, more box to box and energetic runs, but we're losing the goals of Souček, where Rice would sit back and defend. I think that has cost him a little bit, Souček, but I don't know, how can you put the shackles on someone like Declan Rice when he has played like a monster this year? Back to being the old West Ham. Yep, I think so, mate. From next season, I doubt we'll be in the heights of the top 4 next season. I really doubt that. We really have to play a few of the under-23s. We can't do any worse, and they will play with no fear, which might give us smart. You know what? As well, we're safe. So this argument of playing some under-23s has got some logic in it. Listen, in a few, I imagine in about 4 or 5 games time, it will be official that we probably can't get top 4. So if that is the case, then why not try the kids? You know, start getting them ready for next year, especially if in, say, 6-7 games time, which would leave you with about 6-7 games left, then you've got 6 or 7 games to try and start blooding in some kids, knowing that, you know, we can't qualify for anything, we can't go down, so let's start playing them and get them ready for next season. And I'm all for that. Whether that becomes earlier than that is a different question. We are where we are in the league because of other teams dropping points. We'll be lucky to finish in the top 8 if things don't change. I agree, mate. Paul from the channel also agrees with that mantra as well, mate. Have to play the under-23s just to give the first team a chance and a kick up the arse. I agree, mate. Don't believe in luck von Geese. Everything happens for a reason. The teams around us have hard fixtures. I don't fear. Just need the teams to play out well the rest of the season. It's very hard to change the form around, though, mate. It's very hard to change it that quickly. How can under-23 striker not be given a chance? Don't ask me, mate. Honestly, don't ask me. I say 6 as a minimum. Remember, the teams below us have games in hand, so we will drop down the league. Yeah, and teams like Wolves, even Brighton, I think, could potentially overtake us. Dawson is a striker we never knew we needed. 8 points on the board, plus Wolves beat Spurs last week, which will have a game in hand wasted. Von Hollah, super at Dagenham Doors. Yeah, he's been fantastic. Virgil van Dawson, hammer of the year, mate. Don't really like that nickname for him. Dawson looks more like he's from Dagenham Heathway. Complete shambles. It all boils down to no investment this window. At this rate, we won't get any kind of European football, which would be goodbye Declan Rice. Since Oggy got injured, Liverpool away, we've conceded very poor goals. Yeah, I agree we've conceded very poor goals, but I don't think defensively is the issue. It was a little bit of an issue when it was, when Zuma was out with the injury and it was Dawson and Diop. There was a few silly ones, but actually defensively is not an issue. I'm always fairly confident with us defensively, and we've only we had like one hiding this year. So on the defensive side, it's the attack side. That's where it's. We might get the one goal off the set piece, but then it's, you know, scoring from free play and, you know, being able to, you know, wrap games up, you know, not just score one, be able to score two. And that's where the main issue lies with me at the moment. Yeah, very, very, very frustrating. Any more comments, guys? Get your comments in. I'm going to go for about another 5 minutes. Obviously, me and Paul will be back with a podcast tomorrow, and I'm sure, you know, the views will be even more. Hopefully, hopefully the Spuds lose in a minute. We'll go and watch that game, and then obviously we've got the boxing tonight with Khan and Brooke. I keep swearing. My opinion keeps going like that for Khan and Brooke. I'm not sure, you know, which way it's going to go. Earlier in the week, I thought Khan and points, and then when I see Brooke, you know, looking shredded, I thought, well, maybe he'll knock him out. So yes, some good sport over the next couple of hours. We have no strikers or goal scorers. That is a problem. I agree, mate. I totally agree. You know, a striker has been a must for such a long time, and it's costing us now. It's costing us. Yes, we're drawing games, but those drawing games, you know, you'd rather, you know, when you've drawn 3 games in a row, that's 3 points. You'd rather win one and lose 2 potentially than, you know, have those 3 draws, because you know, it's just the win is more, you know, builds more confidence. Moyes says Antonio needs to start scoring well. Has he done nothing against Moyes? Needs to grow some balls and drop him and bring in Okaflex. Can't do anything. I agree. Would you swap? No, I wouldn't. I'll be honest with you, mate. It's a shame. I don't know what happened to Lanzini. Lanzini obviously didn't play today. I think that was a big sort of thing today as well. Obviously, Lanzini's probably our best player on the ball, and he was missed. Spurs early goal. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Who does sound like? I sound like bloody Chuckle Brothers then. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So as Spurs took an early lead, have they? This is not good. This is not good. Let's have a look. Spurs take an early lead. Oh, go away. I won't be watching that game then. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for joining me for this 20 minutes. Just, you know, a quick little rant and, you know how I'm feeling about the game. I did leave it just because I wanted to see the other results and stuff. City will turn over. I bloody hope so, mate. Last thing you want is them to get some confidence, and Conte stays. You know, you want Conte to leave and Kane to leave in the summer, so they have an absolute meltdown. That's what I want. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for all the comments that have commented along. Just before you leave, please hit the like button. That would really help. We're slowly building up to 4K. We're very, very close now. Yeah, thank you so much. Until next time, come on, you wines. Keep believing. Let's go.